The main thing that separates MJ, Kobe, and LeBron, the main thing, these two words is killer instinct.
Yeah. You can't be on fire your first 3 years, and all of a sudden you go dormant for 3-4 years,
there you go.
and then have another good year. Talking about, he the GOAT.
There you go. And that's a whole.
So what about the 3 or 4 years you weren't eating?
Right.
True. That's got to mean something.
I agree.
So you're right. I mean, but we're so quick to anoint someone. We see somebody have a good season.
What?
Oh, that's the best. He the best. Really?
Well, let me recall you saying who's the GOAT in this basketball world. I mean, I disagree with what you saying.
What you saying?
I mean, you keep throwing LeBron James out there like he's the GOAT.
He ain't had longevity?
He's had longevity.
So what?
He's had a good career, but
good.
You can't. No. You can't just throw him in front of certain people while he's still playing.
Yes, I can. I did.
Okay, 17 years ago.
You can't do that.
17 years ago, LeBron wasn't playing.
Yeah.
Who would you have considered to be the greatest of all time, taking LeBron out?
Jordan.
Okay.
And outside of that, who would you say next?
See,
I'm just trying to figure out how you just leapfrogging Kobe. Kobe has 5 championships. Kobe have made all defensive team 12 times.
Yes.
9 of those times first team.
Because let me tell you why, T.O., in the history of sports, we've never seen anybody be labeled the GOAT with only one regular season MVP. If you look at the other sports, you look at hockey, you look at baseball, you look at football. Anybody that's ever been in that GOAT discussion has multiples. If you look at hockey, you look at Gretzky, you look at Lemieux, you look at Ovechkin, you go to baseball, you look at the Babe Ruth, you look at all the other guys. You look at football, you look Manning, you look Brady, you look Jim Brown.
So Kobe hasn't?
He has one regular season MVP.
First of all, we can go back to the fact that when they gave it to Steve Nash, he should have easily won. I get that, but I'm just saying all we can just go on is the fact what we're dealing with. Because we believe that LeBron should have more than 4. We believe Jordan should have more than 5. But and we all should say that he should have more than 3 championships after going 9 times, he doesn't.
Let me ask you a question. Name the team that any suit that Jordan beat or Bird beat that was the equivalent of the Golden State Warriors. You got 3 of the greatest shooters of all time. Name a guy that's more skilled.
But you
can't beat that team.
You can't discount them because you mentioned in football, you're playing in different eras. So you can't discount the talent and the competition that they played against.
I thought I love that argument. I physically thought that LeBron did have his best year that year, especially just for that playoff run. If he would have finished it off and hit that last shot instead of Kyrie, I can almost start adding him to that conversation.
Absolutely.
But it didn't happen.
So
that was the moment
you got to disqualify Jordan because Steve Kerr and John Paxson hit 2 shots.
But he did it before that, though.
Okay, so what did Kyrie
LeBron
do?
never did it. He's never done it in that scenario. That would have been like
what about beating San Antonio Spurs? What about beating OKC? Huh?
Yeah.
You see why now you want to poo-poo that? Jordan beat Gary Payton and Sean Kemp.
Okay. Well, no, you know what? Okay. Here's the argument. Here's the argument. Right. Chauncey Billups. Right. Who knows more NBA basketball than all 3 of us put together. Right. Here's his argument. Yeah. My thing is Jordan kept so many Hall of Famers from getting rings, from Ewing to Barkley to Malone. Nobody ate when Jordan played. Right.
Bird did.
Right. Everybody got rings on the Bronze watch. Everybody.
Bird stiff armed it.
Not continuously.
But it took him getting old. It took the bad boy Pistons getting old.
No, they got Jordan.
They should have been born later.
Well, he should have been born earlier. They did play finals in the 80s. They did play them in the 80s when Magic and Bird was just eating. They were the only one eating at the table.
But
something can be said too. That the fact that Michael Jordan went to 6
finals and won 6.
LeBron has lost 6.
Jordan was favored, I think, in every finals.
Except the first one.
Right.
Right.
And come on, Magic. You didn't expect him to beat Magic.
Nobody expected him to beat the Lakers at the time.
Really?
At the time.
And then they fell apart. Big James hamstring.
Why you think they fell apart? That's what Jordan do to you.
Byron, what's Byron?
Scott.
Hamstring fell apart.
That's what Jordan do to you, though. That's what he
do to you. You do realize
by
the time he got to Jordan, that was his 9th finals.
Yeah,
That was his night.
Yeah.
That was Jordan's first.
We already know who the greatest of all time is MJ.
My thing is, you don't know that.
My thing is, y'all just leapfrog Kobe like he ain't.
You can't leapfrog Kobe.
I just gave you I just saying.
But it's not a good enough argument.
Name the time that we mentioned that. Name the time.
And let me tell you, I ain't just straight hating on LeBron. Look what
I know you got him on.
I ain't just. Let me tell you something. LeBron is the best athlete that has graced a hardwood floor in the National Basketball Association. We've never seen anything
physically
quite like this guy.
Physically.
Right. And I'm talking about this guy.
And I love Kobe. The thing what people don't know, I used to cape harder for Kobe than I did LeBron.
So what changed? What moved
What
the needle then?
What changed then?
What flipped the switch?
Because I saw the vitriol. I finally got on social media. Because I didn't get on social media until 20.
This is some favoritism.
No. I was a Kobe guy. My best friend Keith Burns was a LeBron guy. I said, "Now I got Kobe forever. You got LeBron forever."
Okay.
He's from the D.C. Maryland area. This guy named Kevin Durant was coming out. He wanted KD.
Yeah.
So I said, I tell you what I do. You give me LeBron, I'll let you have KD.
Let you go have KD.
I'll let you have KD. So I got LeBron and Kobe. So I'm running the NBA.
Yeah.
He can't get nothing going.
Yeah.
And then when you just see the man LeBron can score 50 and a triple-double. Man, Jordan would have had 75 in a triple-double.
Okay, well, here's again, this is the Scottie Pippen argument. Jordan could have did that too if he wanted to. He could have had a triple-double every night.
Why didn't he?
Because he was just winning games, right? Going to
Jordan couldn't run the offense like Mike.
Do you remember when they switched him from point guard that one season, right? And he led the league in assists. Remember that?
No, he had never led the league in there. The most assists, he had never led the league.
The same reason I know.
He never had more than 7. The most assists he ever had was 8.
That was the year they moved him from shooting guard to point guard.
He had 32, 8, and 8.
Right? He could have did that every year for the rest of his career.
He couldn't. Not that workload.
Yeah,
he could do
There are very few people.
His workload's way worse than LeBron's workload.
No.
LeBron only played probably he take 10 games off every year.
No, he doesn't.
Oh my gosh.
He missed 3 games this year.
And he gonna miss another 3 going into the playoffs.
I mean, look at all these minutes. I mean, you got to lead the team in rebound, assists.
He didn't even play the whole fourth quarter. Every game he sits out 4 to 5 minutes in the fourth quarter. Jordan played. He came in at the 11:30 mark every fourth quarter.
But how many minutes
finished the game?
So he hadn't played. If you add them up, he hadn't played as many minutes if they had equal years. Now it's hard to evaluate because Jordan sat out a year and a half here, and then he sat out 3 years there.
Right.
So Michael's 14 years and LeBron's 14 years, they're totally different. Because one guy went to college for 3 years, the other guy came straight out of high school. One guy was 18, the other guy was 21. So it's hard to evaluate.
I agree.
But you've heard this, and the main thing that separates MJ, Kobe, and LeBron, the main thing, these 2 words is killer instinct. That's the only reason why a lot of people. That's why a lot of people.
James Bond got his girl, didn't he? James Bond killed a lot of people. He just wasn't an assassin. He wasn't going out there, but James Bond did it, right?
Hey,
he did that. He James Bond.
That's a movie, man. That's a movie. That's not realistic.
From your eyeball test, your optics. That's the thing. Again, any average fan. This is not just me. Everybody sees that.
Let me ask you a question.
Doesn't have
was Magic a killer?
Magic was a killer.
Magic was smiling.
Magic was a killer. He was a smiling killer.
Because everybody, think about it, before the finals, him and Isaiah hugging, but he took Isaiah out the sky.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every killer don't do the same.
But see, the NBA is different now. You can't play the way they played in the 80s.
You can't. They'd be suspended. These players would be suspended
forever. The way McHale snatched Kurt Rambis out the sky,
which validates our point that LeBron would not make it.
Oh, LeBron could play it.
No, sir.
6'9".
No, sir.
I mean, Harry's the guy that has Magic Johnson's skill set.
Bill Laimbeer.
He could play, but he wouldn't be so. He wouldn't be the tough guy.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be the tough guy.
He's
right now, he's a tough guy because they scared of him.
Bill Laimbeer. Are you kidding me?
Rick Mahorn.
Yeah. Charles Barkley. You think he could take that?
Yeah.
You know
what? Here's the thing, Tio. It's a different mindset. It's like the guy, because there are a lot of guys I don't think that's playing right now could play in our era when they could on that shelf when they could peel your cap even then you didn't have the ball.
Facts.
But I think the thing is that you adapt.